The truth is, you could spend 3 days in Banff and have an incredible trip. You could also spend 3 weeks and still not see everything. So today I'm going to break down exactly what you can realistically do with different amounts of time, help you figure out how much time you actually need based on what you want to experience, and give you some frameworks for planning the perfect length Banff adventure. Welcome to the Banff Travel Podcast. If this is your first time listening in, I'm Celine Brewer, a local Canmore resident and Banff travel planning expert. I help travelers like you plan unforgettable trips to Banff National Park and the surrounding area. If you've been here for a while, I truly hope you're finding these episodes helpful in your trip planning. Before we dive in, I want to be clear that there's no single right answer here. I've seen people have absolutely magical 3-day trips, and I've also seen people with 10 days who felt rushed because they were trying to do too much. The key is understanding what's realistic for different timeframes and matching that with what you want from your Banff experience. What I have found in my own travel is that it really makes a difference if you want to do a lot of hiking versus sightseeing. If you have big hikes you want to do, then you're likely to be out spending most of the day on that hike. You will either need more time to fit in sightseeing or just choose the hikes over the more popular sightseeing spots. It will also depend on how far out you want to explore. If you are staying mostly in the Banff area, then you won't need as much time. If you want to head up to Jasper, explore Kananaskis, and into Yoho and Kootenay National Parks, then you'll need extra time, specifically if you're adding the Icefields Parkway and all the way up to Jasper. So today I'm going to talk about a few different lengths of trips so you can get a feel for what you can fit in. Obviously, understanding that everyone travels differently. You may be someone who likes to be out from dawn until dusk, seeing as much as you can. Or you may want a more relaxed trip to the Canadian Rockies. You are on vacation after all. Now, before we get into it, I just want to say that it's really important that you create a trip that's just for you. In a world where we are flooded with information and images of these stunning places, it's natural to feel like you want to see it all and do everything. I want you to know that it's okay if you don't do this. It's okay if you don't see everything. It's okay if you decide you don't want to bother figuring out shuttles to Moraine Lake. It's okay if you decide that hiking up to a tea house just isn't how you want to spend your day. And it's okay if you don't canoe on Lake Louise. I'd love to see more people come and truly enjoy their time in the mountains instead of rushing from place to place, stopping for that one Instagram picture, then moving on. All the while being frustrated because of the crowds, all the other people doing the exact same thing. Okay. Let's start talking about how long you need to visit Banff and area. Let's start with the shorter end, 3 to 4 days in Banff. Do you think this is enough? This is what a lot of people have when they're taking a long weekend or fitting Banff into a larger Canadian road trip. So what can you realistically do in 3 to 4 days? With 3 to 4 days, you can absolutely see the major highlights. We're talking Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, Banff Townsite, maybe Johnson Canyon, and 1 or 2 shorter hikes. But here's the key. You need to be strategic and accept that you're going to get a taste of Banff, not a deep dive. Here's what a realistic 3 to 4 day itinerary might look like. Day 1, you arrive, you get settled, explore the Banff Townsite, maybe do a shorter hike like Tunnel Mountain or a walk along the river to Bow Falls. On day 2, you have a full day at Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. Either book a shuttle to both or focus on one and do a longer hike like the Plain of Six Glaciers Tea House. On day 3, you do Johnson Canyon in the morning and the rest of the Bow Valley Parkway for a scenic drive and some wildlife spotting. In the afternoon, either visit Marble Canyon or Sunshine Meadows for another short hike. And then finally on day 4, sticking closer to Banff, you can enjoy the Lake Minnewanka Scenic Loop and the Banff Gondola. You can just explore the area around Lake Minnewanka Scenic Drive or go on a short hike like Johnson Lake or Stewart Canyon. If you want to add more, you can always drive to some scenic viewpoints around town in the evening looking for wildlife, but it's also okay if you just want to head for dinner and an early bedtime. This all keeps you fairly close to the town of Banff and the surrounding area. Staying closer to Banff allows you to spend less time driving and more time out of the car enjoying yourself. The reality of this 3 to 4 days is you'll get gorgeous photos and amazing memories, but you're not going to have a lot of downtime or flexibility for bad weather. And truthfully, you'll probably start planning your next trip before you even leave. But what is this 3 to 4 days perfect for? You know, if you're on a tight schedule or if you're combining Banff with another destination. Now, what if you have a few extra days? Do you need this much time in Banff? 5 to 7 days is what I call the sweet spot for most visitors. This gives you enough time to see the major highlights without feeling rushed, do several good hikes, have some flexibility for that bad weather, and actually relax a bit. If you wanted a really relaxed trip, you could take what I said for the 3 to 4 days above and split it over 5 to 6 days. You could slow down and have more leisure time. Think long lunches on a patio with those mountain views. You also have more flexibility if you happen to have a rainy day or want to move your days around. Otherwise, I'd make a few additions to that trip if you had 5 to 7 days. If you love hiking, then I'd add a separate day to Moraine Lake area and do Larch Valley to Sentinel Pass for some incredible views. I'd also add a full day for Yoho National Park and a full day for the Icefields Parkway. While in Yoho National Park, along with Emerald Lake, you can enjoy two incredible waterfalls, Takaka Falls and Wapta Falls. Depending on where you're staying, you could enjoy that scenic drive along the Bow Valley Parkway again too. The Icefields Parkway is something that typically takes a full day with all the stops from Banff to Jasper. But even if you aren't going the entire way to Jasper, there's no reason not to go part way before returning to Banff. So with those extra days, making it 5 to 7 days, it gives you more time to do longer hikes, more flexibility for weather or days when you're just feeling tired, and the opportunity to explore beyond just the main highlights. Who is this 5 to 7 day trip perfect for? If you're a first-time visitor, but you want to get out and see more of Banff, or families with kids who need to build in some downtime, even hikers who want to do several trails while they're here, and really anyone who doesn't want to feel rushed. And now if you're really lucky and you have even more time, say 7 to 10 days or even more, maybe up to 2 weeks, is when you can really explore Banff and the surrounding areas. You can obviously add in Jasper on a shorter length trip, but a 7 to 10 day trip makes it the perfect add-on. I mean, really, Jasper could be the focus of your entire trip if you've been to Banff before. So on this longer trip, I recommend adding on Jasper, venturing into more remote areas, and do some of the longer or more challenging hikes and truly immerse yourself in that mountain lifestyle. So what might that 7 to 10 day trip look like? You can absolutely add Jasper to your itinerary, and I highly recommend this because Jasper offers a completely different experience. This past August, our family spent 2 days on the Icefields Parkway, followed by 4 days in Jasper. We loved that we took that extra time for longer hikes during the day and also had some flexibility in our plans to deal with a very rainy day, which we spent enjoying a leisurely morning with coffee and pastries at the Bears Paw Cafe, a short hike, and hours at the Miette Hot Springs. Now, if you have a 10-day trip, I'd still consider spending the first 4 to 5 days around Banff. You can then enjoy the full day up the Icefields Parkway, making all the stops on the way to Jasper. Then spend a couple of nights in Jasper, enjoying all it has to offer. If you still have an extra day at the end, consider coming back and spending that day around Canmore or Kananaskis. So here's what that itinerary might look like. Day 1, you could arrive, get settled, explore the Banff town site like before, and do a shorter hike like Tunnel Mountain or Bow Falls. Again, you'll have that full day at Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. With this extra time, you could always split them up and do a day at each if you wanted to do some of the spectacular hiking there. Similarly, day 3, let's stick to that with Johnston Canyon in the morning, Bow Valley Parkway, and then even Sunshine Meadows in the afternoon. Day 4, similarly, Lake Minnewanka Scenic Loop. It's just really beautiful. You can do the boat cruise on Lake Minnewanka, a short hike at Johnson Lake, and then finish up with that Banff gondola. On day 5, Yoho National Park, as we talked about, and day 6 follows up with the Icefields Parkway all the way up to Jasper. Now we get into the part in Jasper National Park. For your first full day in Jasper, you could do the Moline Lake boat cruise, even a hike at Moline Lake. Bald Hills or Opal Hills are both really wonderful. Your second full day, you could do the Jasper Sky Tram, hike Old Fort Point, and visit Pyramid Lake, or even just a nice walk around Lake Annette. There are so many wonderful options. Then day 9 takes you back down the Icefields Parkway into the town of Canmore, where you can spend the afternoon exploring town or even doing the short hike up grassy lakes. Finally, on your last day, day 10, you can either enjoy more time around Canmore, taking in a walk along the river paths to the old engine bridge, or I recommend spending the day in Kananaskis. What this 7 to 10 days really allows is adding Jasper without feeling rushed, Also getting to add in some time in Canmore and Kananaskis, and gives you some time to rest or have quieter days without feeling like you're missing out. This 7 to 10 day trip is really such an ideal amount of time for anybody with the time and budget. It gives enough time to see the area. If you're traveling with kids, you can incorporate some downtime or playgrounds into your itinerary. And if you want a more relaxed pace, you can enjoy more time at each place. If you want big hikes, you'll have time for that too. Now, obviously, this is all very focused on summer, but the season really is important and it's something you need to consider. The season that you visit in can actually affect how much time you need. So if we talk about summer trips, so June through September, sometimes you might feel like you need more time because there's more activities available. Those big hikes take time. There's more attractions open, but you also get those longer daylight hours, meaning you can pack more into each day. If you're doing a winter trip, you might need less time for sightseeing. But then if you're going to do some skiing, you might want to add on a couple extra days. Obviously, during the winter, there's just less that's open and less that's accessible. Plus, you have shorter daylight hours, so you do have to limit your activities, and the weather can be really cold, so you may not want those extra long hikes or days out. And then if we talk about the shoulder season, April and May or October and November, it gets a little bit more interesting. You'll have some of the attractions that are closed. You'll have roads that haven't opened up yet or have just been closed. The weather is unpredictable, but you'll have fewer crowds, meaning you may not need to be out so early in the morning to get to the parking lots. However, you may need an extra day or two for backup for weather conditions. So how do you actually decide how long you need? This episode is all about how long do you actually need in Banff. Here are my questions to help you figure it out. What is your travel style? Do you like to pack every minute with activities? You might be fine with less time if you're happy to be out from dawn until dusk. Or maybe you prefer a relaxed pace with downtime, or you need rest days between active days. So then you may want to build a few extra days in so you have that more relaxed pace or rest days. What are your priorities when you come to Banff? Do you just want to hit those iconic photo spots? Maybe 3 to 4 days is enough. Do you want to see all of the iconic photo spots, but also do several good hikes? Then I would say you probably want a 5 to 7 days minimum. Do you really want to explore deeper and include Jasper? Then 7 to 10 days is really ideal. The next question would be, what's your fitness level? If you're very active and can hike daily, you can probably pack more in. If you're not used to being out hiking every day, or you may want to do shorter hikes, maybe you need recovery days. Those are all things to consider. Are you traveling with kids? Having personally traveled with kids for many, many, many years, I know that kids generally need more downtime and shorter activities. We need extra days for flexibility, and sometimes we can really only fit in one major activity each day. Finally, it can really come down to your budget. Obviously, more days equals more accommodation costs, more meals out. So that may be a big consideration for you. Here's my honest take. I find most people underestimate how much time they need or how much time they actually want once they're here. They come for 4 days and wish they had 7. They come for a week and they start planning a 2-week trip the next time. All right, to finish this up, let me just break this down by traveler type and just summarize all of it. If you're the I just want to see the highlights traveler, think about 3 to 4 days. You'll get Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, Banff Townsite, Johnson Canyon. It's a taste of Banff that will absolutely leave you wanting more. And I have a 3-day see it all itinerary that is ideal for this trip. If you're the I want a balanced trip with hiking and sightseeing type traveler, then 5 to 7 days is a real sweet spot. You'll see all the main attractions, do a few hikes, and have time to enjoy yourself. If you're the I'm a serious hiker traveler, then I would consider 7 to 10 days. You'll want time for multiple challenging hikes, maybe some rest days in between, and still seeing some of the sites that don't require hiking. Plus, you may want some extra flexibility for weather or trail conditions. I have a 5-day hiking itinerary that's perfect for you if you want to focus on hiking around Banff. And then if you're the I want the full Rocky Mountain experience traveler, then 10 days up to 2 weeks, you can add in Jasper, explore Yoho, Kootenay, do longer hikes, and really immerse yourself in the mountain lifestyle. Both my 7 and 10-day Banff Jasper itineraries lay this all out for you. If you're here for that winter ski trip, then 5 days minimum. It will give you a few full days on the mountain, plus time for other winter activities. Now remember, Banff isn't going anywhere. If you can only come for 4 days, come for 4 days and have an amazing time. You can always come back. In fact, most people do. I have so many people in the Facebook group who came this summer and are already planning a return trip. The perfect length trip is the one that fits your schedule, your budget, and your travel style. There's no wrong answer, just different experiences. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Banff Travel Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please hit follow and leave a quick review. It really helps other travelers find the show when they're trying to figure out their own Banff itinerary. And if you have questions about planning your Banff trip that I haven't covered, head to banfftravelplanning.com/podcast and send them my way. I love hearing from listeners and helping you plan your perfect Banff adventure. Until next time, whether you're coming for a quick long weekend or an extended mountain escape, make the most of every moment, and I'll see you out on the trails.